Hey guys, it's Matt, back with another video. So this video is going to be my whole trans journey, I suppose, from when I was first figuring myself out to where I am now. So I figured I'd split this into two videos. So the first video, this video, I'm going to be covering my pre-transition kind of life, figuring out that I was trans, then coming out, and then my progress towards getting puberty blockers. So before I came out as trans, I was pretty much a boy. I'd always dressed as a boy. I had short hair since I was about 8. Even before that, I had never longer than shoulder length hair. All my friends were guys. I was in multiple sporting clubs, footy, soccer, cricket, and they were all dominated by guys. So my parents didn't really care what I dressed as. As soon as I could speak, I could dress myself, basically. So my parents, when they took me shopping, I could just pick whatever I wanted. Always went for the guys section. I think the last time I was ever in a dress or something like that was when I was about 3 or 4 maybe. So I always thought of myself as a tomboy, more or less. So at 11 and 12, I was really confused. So why am I not wanting to dress like a girl? Clearly I'm not like everybody else. And it wasn't until about midway through year 7, so 12 and a half, I was really struggling with the fact that I was a girl. So I was about 12 at this time. I researched online, searched up girl that wants to be a boy. So I came across a few trans guys, and I was like, that's me, that's who I am. And so for a few months I began watching YouTubers like Ryan Casada, Alex Birdie, Chase Ross, and it was clear from there that that's who I was. I kept that to myself until I finally got the courage to talk to my mum. I knew she'd be totally fine with it, but it was still really, really scary. So the way I did it was, one night I remember feeling so sick in my stomach. I had to tell her that night, but I didn't know how to start it. So I remember walking up to her in the kitchen and being like, "Oh mum, I'm really sick, I feel really sick." And so she took me down, sat me down, and then I just burst out crying, and I was like, "Mum, I don't know how to be a girl." And she's like, "That's okay." And then I further explained that I think I'm trans, and she's like, "Yep, that totally makes sense." I think everyone kind of knew that I just wasn't a girl. My mum was so supportive, and she read up multiple books and looked online, and she was probably more informed than I was about the transgender society, if I'm honest. But yeah, she got me a GP appointment, so with one of her trusted doctors that she knew quite well. So I went in to see her. She was like, "Yep, that's totally a legitimate thing," and she referred me to a psychologist. So I went to see my psychologist in Perth, which is the city closest to where I am, and she diagnosed me with gender dysphoria. My psychologist kind of worked in conjunction with the gender clinic. It was a very small gender clinic in the local hospital, my local children's hospital, and so by seeing her, she could then get me in the loop with the hospital. So after seeing her a few times, I came out to my school. So I was in the last year of primary school at this stage, and probably the most hard part about this is I was quite popular in my school. So I was head girl in my primary school. So that made it a bit harder for me to, I don't know, change who I was, because everyone in the school knew me. So I had a meeting with the principal, and my mum explained that I was trans and that I wanted to change my name, and she was like, "Yep, that's totally fine, we'll change your name." So this was the last few months of primary school, so they thought, "Oh, we should probably not change it, just wait till you go to high school." But I wanted to get it done now because a few of my friends were going to my high school, and I wanted them to get used to calling me Matt. So we did that. I came out to my class first, and they were so supportive of me. It took them a few weeks to get used to my name, but I mean, what more can you ask? So yeah, I had a really positive time in coming out, which I'm so grateful for. I know a lot of guys struggle with coming out and unaccepting parents and schools, and all I can say is that there are people out there that will support you. So because I was 12 when I was admitted into the Children's Hospital and the gender clinic, I was obviously still going through puberty, and I did not like that one bit. So I was suggested to go on puberty block. But to get on puberty blockers at that stage, you needed to go to court. So that process was very strenuous and long, because we had to get multiple letters from multiple doctors, and the court process is just way too long. So it took me about at least 8 or 9 months for that to get approved and ticked off to start puberty blockers. So the day the court ticked me off, my mum went straight to the chemist and got the Leukerin. And I started the next day, pretty much. So the Leukerin is a 3-monthly injection. It's not too bad. The needle's quite intimidating. It's quite long, but you kind of get used to it. And so what the puberty blockers did for me is they basically just put me on hold until I could start T. So that's it for this video. So if you have any questions about my journey or such, just leave them in the comments below. I'm happy to answer them. So my next video is going to cover later in high school journey, testosterone, and my top surgery. So stick around for that, subscribe, give this video a like, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video.